So it's 4:29 p.m. and I was having an early dinner, and it's June 21st, 2019, of course. So here is the power being turned up as um, as it is every time I eat, and here are the readings: 800, the entire arm, the chest especially. So I was updated that updated meaning that there are comments outside the window that the account is being monitored, or I'm being monitored by Rick, and I have to get used to it because this is what everybody else wants. And the building has voted that Rick should be the one they chose because the Chinese are in control, I heard. So this is the power turned up when I'm eating because I'm not allowed to eat because comments was shouted at me were shouted at me in the grocery store across the street, which was all Chinese, too obese, too fat, which means that they can't sell. So when I eat, they turned up the power, which is somewhere around my unit, the technology, burning my skin. As you can tell, my skin is burning right there. Over 1,000 readings. So the temperature, 37.3, 37.1, 37. The other 37.6. So you know when the power is turned up when the power is turned up when it goes to fever pitch. And while I was eating, it actually went to fever pitch, which means that the reading went up to 37.8. Some days it goes up right to 38. And sometimes it goes up to 38 plus, especially when I'm eating. So this is the Chinese traffickers in the building going down again. Has to be pulsed or else I will be cooked, basically, 36.8. The traffickers who are selling don't like fat, 36.8, so it went down. So the traffickers who are selling don't like fat because the industry that they're operating here is, excuse me, is based on gerbling. And as was explained to me outside the window in a directed conversation from people, conversations being held by people from the building, a gerbil is putting something like a laser technology, laser beam in your genitals, and for men through the behind, and of course, male women can be have all kinds of problems when they get hit. So in their external organs. So men are very very susceptible, excuse me, to these kinds of attacks. And for women, of course, the idea is to imitate the sex act. So it's a gerbil. I have it recorded, actually. Um, so if you're heavy, then the imaging technology that's being used to focus the beam cannot penetrate the body enough to have a perfect insertion point. So the Chinese traffickers, especially, are very, very, very cruel when it comes to eating, because I get palpitations. The power is turned up so high that the temperature goes up immediately from 36.5 to 38 in seconds. I get heart palpitations. I feel nauseous when it's turned up on around the ear. Headaches. You may get the feeling of dryness in your mouth. You start coughing, sneezing. Your eyes are running, as I demonstrated it on the videos. So this is customization. This is customization in order to sell. So I'm not going to say that what's going on in this building or the experiments that's being done in this building is exactly the experiments that Rohini Besasai is claiming to have is being done to her. But it's interesting to note, I suspect very strongly that she was being experimented on, as she claimed. And I suspect very strongly that the reason why she was so thin, very, very thin, I mean, she was 40 and she looked emaciated, she looked starved. So that's a very interesting observation, given that every time I eat, I get tortured, basically tortured. And this has been going on since I moved into this building. It's never happened before. I never had heartburn. I've never had pains in my chest. I've never had ulcers. I never had stomach problems, consistent, any diseases before I moved into this building. This only happened, what I demonstrated here only started happening, I should say, in this building. In this building. And then after it started in this building, it started happening elsewhere as well. Talk to you another time.